Hey, what is going on, everyone? Today, I want to bring you a very interesting and unique video. So I want to thank Alex91, one of the Discord members of my channel, who sent me a link to this Korean Marvel Strike Force page, and it appears that Cerebro did a Q&A with them, I guess sometime last week. There's two Q&As, one before the Omega Red strike time, and then one after the strike time. They're probably filmed at the same time because he's wearing the same t-shirt. But I don't know if we ever actually got this in English or we're like on the main Marvel Strike Force page or not. So what we're going to do, there's two of them here. One's 9 minutes, one's 10 minutes. We're going to watch the first one in this video, and I'm going to react and commentate on some of the things that he's going to say, and then see if there's anything that we haven't heard of before and what kind of questions that are being asked. And then we're going to do a second video, which will show up probably a day or two afterwards, where we'll talk about the second Q&A, because I don't want the videos to be too long. I guess I could have done both back to back, but we'll see here. Anyways, this is going to be kind of interesting because I haven't, I watched like the first 30 seconds, just to be clear. But if you look in the background here, this looks to be like the same kind of background that went on, and because Jubilee's there with, I see some tentacles. I thought this was the same background that Cerebro had for the strike time for Omega Red, but at least the release on this page, you can see this Korean Marvel Strike Force page. One of them came before the Omega Red strike time, and I put this into Google Translate just to be clear. It just says #1 Marvel Strike Force official community manager Cerebro Q&A. So we'll see if there's anything in here that we didn't know before and really understand what's going on. So let's get started here, and we're gonna watch this together.
Greetings, Marvel Strike Force fans. It's Cerebro here, coming to you from Los Angeles, California, in the USA. Thank you for being here today. I have a list of questions here.
I do want to say that because you mentioned that he's like from LA in the USA, yeah, this kind of makes it seem like this was a completely separate interview done with Cerebro, not intended for North American audiences. Otherwise, you wouldn't have to explain that.
That were sent in from you guys. So we're gonna cozy up here on my couch. We're gonna go through some of these questions, and I'm going to answer these as best as I can. Now, sometimes I speak as just myself and my own personal perceptions and how, I think maybe things should be, and sometimes I will be speaking on behalf of the team, and of course I need to be a little bit more careful when I am doing that. But
I like how he starts off like that, because you guys know that there has been tons of times where Cerebro has misspoke. He says something on live air with the Marvel Let's Play or whatever, the Marvel YouTube channel, where he said things that are not entirely accurate, or if in case you guys forgot, the Shang-Chi incident with what's her name, Megan.
Like, yeah, come at me, bro.
Nice. Did he just heal? He just hit him and healed?
Yeah, I believe so.
Incredible.
I'm going to try and answer all these questions as best as I possibly can. So, let's get into this. First question. Do you know BTS?
Okay, definitely sent in from Korea, and this is funny because, again, I don't think we've ever seen this before. BTS, okay, I'm not huge. I'm pretty sure it's a K-pop group. Not really too into it. I don't listen to K-pop, but I know that much. I'm pretty sure.
I am aware of BTS. I'm not really familiar with too much of the music, but there's a lot of BTS merchandise. Even around here in Los Angeles, you can see backpacks and
Get to the Marvel Strike Force
T-shirts. There are many BTS things around here. So yes, I am aware of them. Do you know actor Don Lee?
This isn't Marvel Strike Force.
I should probably look this person up. Let's see, Don Lee.
Don Lee. Who's Don Lee?
Okay, Don Lee. He's in the Eternals.
Oh.
Now
wait.
Now I know Don.
Okay, do I need to look this up too now? Don Lee. Don Lee. Oh yeah, he was in the Train to Busan movie. I actually really like that. Okay, yeah, and he's in the Eternals. But yeah, okay. Good movie, by the way, Train to Busan.
Don Lee. I recognized the face as soon as I saw him. I just did not put the face to the name.
Still not Marvel Strike Force.
But
though.
yeah,
Come on.
he is a Korean American actor, and great. He's going to be in the movie The Eternals. Really looking forward to that. Okay, let's get back to the questions here. I would like to know if you have any plans to conduct any specific promotions other than the Naver Cafe in the Korean market.
Interesting question.
I would not say concrete plans, but I do have a very strong desire to do that. You know, we very much want for the game to become more popular in countries like Korea, which is why we have, my counterparts. We have community managers, we have, customer support to ensure that we can do.
Wait, are there community managers in other countries that isn't just North America and the English language? I would love to know about that. Is there like a Korean Cerebro and a Japanese Cerebro and a French Cerebro and I don't know, other languages? Let me know in the comments down below. Or any of you watching my channel from, clearly some of you are watching it from abroad, otherwise I wouldn't have had this link. But let me know, because I would be genuinely curious. Are there staff part of Scopely? There must be, right? It's a pretty big company. So I'm curious if there's there's like a foreign language Cerebro out there somewhere.
More promotions over there. Personally, I've been very busy lately. I unfortunately lost one of the people I was working with. Her name is Zeeks. But we do have somebody else coming on board very soon. That
Influence relationship manager Lori. We already talked about her. So out with the Zeeks, in with the Lori.
Can help with my workload, and then we should be able to give even more thought into how we work, do more promotions, as you mentioned, in your country. So yes, I personally have a very strong desire to do it. We will make it happen. Okay, are there any plans to use more of Marvel's popular character, Iron Man?
Iron Man, the first a legendary character to come to the game, and the worst legendary currently in the game. Frankly, not even a legendary. Come on, what do we got? P.S. Thunderbolt's in the background. Apparently, a lot of the content creators have been talking about how this is going to be the next Bio Team, but
there are not currently plans. Iron Man is obviously a very important character, and one that we want to support.
No Hulk Buster.
I think a lot of if you look at how a lot of we have released or reworked characters lately, I think the Infinity Watch is a prime example of how we're thinking about things. We look at some characters that maybe are not as good as we would like for them to be, and then,
namely Iron Man, Kingpin, every other character on the bottom shelf of the roster, except for Nebula, because Nebula got a huge rework.
And we consider some new characters that we could put them with. So with Infinity Watch, we took Gamora and Nebula,
the trashiest character in the game,
that were not very popular in the game.
He's even laughing about that.
We made them better, and then we gave them this new Infinity Watch team with Phyla-Vell, Adam Warlock, and Moondragon. So I think that's really kind of how we're going to be thinking a lot about reworks in the future. So if we make Iron Man better, it would be like, well, what type of team can we put him? Would we introduce a new team? I don't know. But are there currently plans? Unfortunately, right now, not currently plans. But honestly, anything can happen.
I would say if he says there's no current plans, I would say that's at least credible up to the next 6 months. My guess is, because I think that they plan a lot of this stuff, and they have like the releases, or they've done the characters up to 6 months or so in advance. So I would say that probably means that we're not going to see an Iron Man rework at least until spring of next year, possibly longer.
Like we do want to try and give some attention to some of those older characters, and I can tell you that when we discuss it as a team of which characters we do want to bring up, Iron Man absolutely is a name that is brought up many times. So I can assure you his name will continue to be brought up in those discussions.
Why do I feel like sometimes when we do reworks, they just pull characters out of a hat with they're like, all right, who are we going to rework today? And just pull characters out of the hat. I feel like sometimes that happens, especially when we get, characters that just aren't relevant to the team or are not related to the team. Looking at Young Avengers, with Miles and Miss Marvel made 0 sense there, so...
Are there any plans to add new large-scale content other than Raid, Blitz, Alliance War, and event campaigns?
Whoever asked this question is an absolute genius. Yes, we need more large-scale content before we even get to what he's going to say. Something like a big raid boss, or a big world boss. I know this has been mentioned time and time and time again, and yet this has been ignored. Instead, we're getting Grand Arena at some unspecified time next year, which, by the way, I think that is also kind of late. But let's hear
the definition of large-scale content. So I know these questions are several weeks old, so maybe this predates when we did our preview blog, but one of the things we're working on right now is one of those projects that is we're calling it internally, we're calling it Grand Tournament. That's our name.
Grand Tournament. Okay, I thought it was Grand Arena. It doesn't really matter. Anyways, that's not what we were looking for, Cerebro. We're talking about like a Galactus, a Master Mold, Sentinels, whatever, a big boss to fight. I think in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, they call this the Rancor battle. I've never really played it, but that's what people keep saying. Apparently we're on the wrong track, Cerebro, because you don't know what we're talking about.
Our nickname for it. And we think that's going to be a big, large-scale mode. Like, this is going to be something that large-scale in the sense that you can use a lot of your characters. There will be a lot of strategy involved in it. There will be some new elements, so a new way to play that you have not been able to play before. So I think that would probably fit into what you're talking about in terms of large-scale content. But we also, at the same time, we do want to be mindful and careful that we're not pushing the boundaries too much on time investment in the game too. So we want people to...
Screen time, very important. One ways that we can reduce the screen time, I actually did a video about this, and on average, most players are going to be playing 2 to 3 hours. Some hardcore players, 3 hours plus. Yeah, there's a lot of screen time. I would say especially with regards to Blitz, but also Alliance War actually takes up a huge chunk of time. And they're adding more Alliance War battles. Now there's going to be 2 more attacks per war, which just kind of adds up towards 10 minutes plus, outside of the war and inside of the war, worth of time for screen time. And they haven't actually removed any. So that's a big problem.
To feel like they're being rewarded for their time in the game, it's an important thing for us. Who is your favorite character in the game? My favorite Marvel character, it kind of changes. I think for the longest time it was Magneto.
They didn't say Marvel character, they said in the game.
I think I really liked him for a number of reasons. One, he's a very powerful mutant. But also, he's a very conflicted character, right? Like, he wants to do what's best for mutants. He wants to have a relationship with Professor X, Charles Xavier, but many times he's conflicted on those things, right? Like, if he wants what's best for mutants and Professor X doesn't agree with him, then they will butt heads, right? So it's a very complicated friendship. But I do think that ultimately Magneto wants to do the right thing. He just doesn't always go about it in the right way. So that's my perspective and why Magneto is one of my favorite characters.
Confirmed, semi-confirmed.
Who is your favorite character in the game? And that would have to be an answer that probably has to do more with a character that I enjoy using and playing with. I enjoy Magneto, but I've played with him so much. It's not new anymore, right? So, let's see.
I just noticed that also there's a Lady Deathstrike comic in the background with the X-Men thing. But we've already heard about that on the blog, didn't we? Oops.
Maybe I would have to go with something a little bit newer. I mean, I have been playing with Deathpool. I recently unlocked Deathpool. I paired her up on my Mystic team.
Of course you did.
Because
Where
that's
else are you
a team
going to
that
put
I haven't been using a whole lot. Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange. I think I took out.
It's not right. Deathpool with the Supernaturals, I guess.
Who did I take out?
Scarlet Witch, probably, because she's shit.
I think I took out Elsa Bloodstone.
What? You took out Elsa Bloodstone out of the... I guess Scarlet Witch can extend. That's not the point.
And then plugged her in there. Scarlet Witch. And she's got that real great synergy with Mystics. So Deathpool is currently one of my favorite characters.
Where are you running this team, Cerebro?
Multiple Man is also a very good character. He's really fun to use with just so many duplicates that pop up. But yeah, I think I'll say my favorite character right now that I'm enjoying playing because she's brand new, giving me new opportunities to play. I'm going to say probably Deathpool.
All right, apparently that's it for Volume 1 of Q&A. Watch out for Volume 2 of Q&A, where I'll be doing my react to that one as well, and we can see if we can get any better insights into the game and or Cerebro's favorite characters or whatever else he wants to divulge to us. So thanks for watching, guys, and watch out for that. See you then.